find you again, though. Where are you?
Where
There
are
you
you?
are.
Here I am.
Recording. There you are.
I need my coffee too.
Yeah, that's why I was 5 minutes late. I was 5 minutes late because I was like, I gotta have some coffee or I won't make any sense.
Very good reason to be late. Also, hello and welcome, people. I love it. We're just gonna leave it in. Hello and welcome to episode 35 of the Making Stories podcast. I'm Hanna Lisa. Over there is my wonderful dear friend and lovely colleague Claire. We're both holding on to our coffee cups. For Claire, it's very early in the morning. For me, it's not early. It's in the afternoon, but I had an early start to the day. So,
Yeah.
coffee. We highly suggest you also grab a cup of the hot beverage of your choice, or like iced tea if it's really hot where you are right now and you're knitting, and just settle in for 30 minutes, 45 minutes of just knitting talk with us, because this is what we do here on the podcast. Making Stories is all about knitting sustainably, and this podcast is where we share what's on our needles, because we just really love knitting. And we also talk a little bit about what's happening behind the scenes, share a couple of updates about the business. And today we have, what is that lovely Swedish word? Is smorgasbord?
Smorgasbord.
Yeah.
I love that word.
Me too. Of things for you. Both Claire and I have a couple of things on our needles, and then there's some knitting plans. And a tool that I recently got that I'm excited to try, that I thought I would mention. And yeah, then we'll end with a couple of announcements. So,
Yay. Fun.
Shall we get started? All right, you're holding on to your coffee cup. You put your coffee in your face. It's fine. It's cool. Yep, I feel you. Okay, so, we are slightly off schedule in our recording schedule. So we basically recorded a week back to back, because by the time that this airs, I will be gone on a little vacation. And so where last episode, if you watched the last episode, I was very quick in promising that I would have my Finnish Serendipity t-shirt to show. I do not. So
that's okay though.
Yeah, it is perfectly fine. Like that's just life. Like it happens. So I have unraveled the mattress stitch, and it is currently drying after I put it in the bath this morning. Because I actually want to wear it on vacation, so I'm going to take it with me, because it really only needs finishing. It only needs seaming. But it took a backseat because I really only wanted to work on one thing, which
is I see the yellow
coloring book raglan.
Oh my! You've knitted so fast, and now I'm so embarrassed to show everyone my merrymaker, because
shut up! Your merrymaker
that so quickly.
It's like a super thin yarn compared to this, like, and this is really, like, honestly, this was the project that I needed without knowing it. Like, just the soothing stockinette in a gorgeous yarn at quite a loose gauge. It was so fun, or it is so fun. So this is the coloring book Raglan by Amy Shear, and I am making version B. If you have the pattern by any chance, there are a million different ways that you can combine the shapes and sleeves, and she has lots of options how you can customize it. So the version that I am making is the cropped version, and with the straight 3/4 length sleeves. So I'm going to stand up and hold it. So this is.
Oh my god, I love it so much.
It's so good. I am absolutely head over heels in love with it. I always think there's this point for me when I knit something top down, when I have divided the sleeves. Like, usually I don't try on the yoke, because it's just like, I don't know. I wait until I am at the sleeve divide, which is a little bit risky, because then if you need to change something in the yoke shaping, you actually need to rip back. But I think it's actually a good, like, it's a good spot to try it on because you can actually see how it falls over the shoulders. And
Yeah.
but it always is, it's a little bit nerve-wracking. Like when it's here, so it was here, like just before the white. And I've never knit one of Amy's patterns before, so I didn't know if, like if the shaping would be for me. Um, and I love it. Like it looks so good. It just looks
So
so good
good.
on. And I love the yellow stripes. I mean, I'm not
I
like I
love
just got
it.
super influenced by you. Like I'm not one to grab the yellow, but I love it.
Yellow's the way to go for
So
everyone. I absolutely love it. I want to make my own, and because you'd gone for the yellow, I was like, when I make mine, I'll go for, because I want to make it in beacons too. And I thought I'll go for a different color. No, we're gonna
no,
completely twin.
no,
So
no.
I'm gonna make it in the yellow, and we're gonna match, and we can like
I love it.
go to our first yarn fair together,
Yes.
matching.
I love it so much.
It's
Like it
gorgeous.
is also just
So
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
sorry, I have a question about
Yes.
the raglan increases. So is it traditional increase or is it a compound increase?
It is traditional increases for this one. I know that Amy is preparing to release a sister design to this, the coloring book T,
Saw that.
which is designed for a different gauge, so for a lighter weight yarn, and comes with compound raglan increase, like compound raglan. Um, so one of the reasons why I was surprised that this fits so well is because it is quote unquote just simple raglan increases, but it just really works. Like,
I quite like traditional raglan increases, but then I find I know if you, because I don't have the biggest bosoms, so I find like traditional, although this I'm wearing now is a compound,
yeah,
so if you don't know, traditional raglan increases is where you increase every other row
yeah.
until you reach your bust and your sleeve measurement,
So you
which
basically
I really like.
yeah, so you basically end up with a straight line. Like this is the raglan
Yeah,
increase,
so
so
it's
it's a straight
straight.
line. Yeah,
And then you work without any increases
exactly.
normally if
Yeah,
you need like a longer yoke. Compound raglan is where all those increases get distributed, so however many you need for the body gets distributed over the length of the yoke, and then the same with the sleeve, which means you're often increasing on different rows depending on if you're on the body or the sleeve increase, and it can get a bit complicated, but it creates, like, if you see on this one, it's mirrored, wait there, oh, my brain, it creates like a curve, if you can see. So depending, it's just neither one is better than the other completely, but depending on how you like things to fit, you might prefer one over the other. So
yeah.
I like both personally. I know sometimes if you have a bigger bust, the compound works a little better because you don't get as much fabric under the arm, but
Yeah.
it just depends on your personal preference.
I think for this one also, I knit this deliberately with quite a bit of ease. I think Amy in her sample photos is wearing a version with 5 inches of ease, which is 10, 12 and a half centimeters, more or less,
Well
of
done.
positive ease. And I really, really like the relaxed look. Like it basically, like like her wearing this version is like, it just looks like the chill sweater of your dreams. Like it's
Yeah,
just
I
like really
agree.
relaxed. And so I wanted that, which means I'm knitting a size 4 if anyone is interested, and I'm a 98 centimeter bust circumference. And I do have a bit of a mom belly, and so like it's it just, I don't know. I think it also has to do with that, because there is like, it's not designed to be super fitted here around the bust. And so with the raglan increases, where if it was like a fitted thing and then you end up with this bulk at the underarm, that's really, where the compound raglan can help a bit. But yeah, I am loving it.
Oh,
And
I love
I am
it.
also just so happy. Like, I mean, I love this yarn. I've knit a lot with this yarn, but not for myself. Like, always gift knits, especially for babies, because it's so soft. So this is Garthenor Organics Beacons. It's a DK weight, a blend of Polworth, Romney, and Hebridean, spun in the UK, and it's just delicious. Like I
It's
just want
so
to eat this
nice.
yarn. It's just like it's so soft, and it is a DK weight, and the pattern is written for a worsted weight gauge. And I had a feeling that this yarn would do really well at a looser gauge, which it does. Like, it's just
It really
so
does. It's such a good
drapey.
yarn.
It's such a good yarn. It's such a good yarn. And what I particularly like about the colors is that they both have this marble effect going on. So the main color is actually called marble, and then the yellow is called gorse, and that's dyed on marble. So, oop,
Oh, it's so
is it
pretty. That's
focusing
my
now?
fate.
So yeah.
I like it when colours are dyed on a base that has a little bit of either grey or brown in
Me
it, because
too.
I'm not a big, like, I like brighter colours, but when it's like a very clean colour, for some reason I never gravitate towards those ones. I always like something with a
Yeah,
little bit of
yeah. And
something behind it.
I think if I had gone for something that was like dyed on a white and then with that marbled main color, that would have looked odd. And like now I think it just looks really, really beautiful. So
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I love it.
I'm very happy with it. And this morning I cast on the first sleeve. So this is almost like there's half a round to go and then I'm done with the yellow stripe. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be done fairly swiftly, which I'm really
So
excited about.
how many skeins of the yellow will you end up using then?
Um, so I'm just this is the rest of the first one. Um, so
Also, you've only used one skein
I've
so
only
far.
used one skein of this so far. I am on my third
That's good.
skein of I think on my third skein of the white. Um, But
It's pretty
for the
good.
contrast one, I mean, I am doing sleeves with no shaping, so they'll roughly end up the same as the body. So I think I'll be okay with two skeins. So
That's brilliant.
yeah. I think that's gonna be fine.
And beacons is 50. It's fifty
It's 50
gram
gram
a
skeins,
skein.
so yeah. So 100 and then I think maybe in total probably four skeins of the white. So 200 grams of the
Pretty good.
main and 100 grams of the contrast. 300
That's
grams.
really good.
Yeah,
I love that pattern.
yeah.
I feel like that pattern would be great if you've got things lurking for stash busting. Because imagine if you did it with
Hmm.
different coloured stripes as well. If you were trying to use up your stash, that could be cute too.
Totally. And there are a million different, like if you're looking for inspiration, just go on Instagram and look for the hashtag or look at what Amy is posting. Because there are a million different ways that you can combine this and make this in, like in a gradient or as you said, stash busting, or it's like, yeah, a ton of different options
That's
there.
cute.
So I'm excited.
Oh, it's exciting.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna knit a version, and I want to use beacons as well because like you,
you'll
I've
love
used
it.
beacons. I've used it to knit one of the patterns in our kids collection, and I loved it then, but I wasn't knitting for me, and I want it for me.
Yeah,
I want
yeah,
that yellow.
can very much relate. So yeah. So so that's the only thing really on my needles right now. I haven't made any progress on my socks because I just want to knit that, and that's fine.
Yeah, I get that.
Um, and I thought it would be fun to share my vacation knitting plan because I will be taking this one on vacation with me, but I'm suspecting that this will be done quite soon. And so I made plans to only take one project. And I already talked about this, I think, a little while ago when we talked about knitting plans last time. But um, just as a heads up, what's going to be jumping next on my needles is this one here, the Felix cardigan by Amy Christoffers, who you might also know as Savory Knitting. It's also a top
Ooh, it's
down.
pretty.
It's a top down raglan cardigan with. I'm not entirely sure if you can see that, but no, it's probably too dark. The raglan increases have a simple geometric lace pattern to them, And so that's like a tiny special
Ooh,
feature.
nice.
And I wanted something to showcase this beautiful yarn that I got
Gorgeous.
from my friend Yule at Wool and Twine, who had some unspun yarns spun up or created, probably better to say, um, a, a little while ago. It's called Thrive, and I got it in the colorway Breeze. So,
Ooh, it's pretty.
yeah, so I'm going to be holding that double. I think that's what everyone who's already knit with unspun yarn recommended, and I've never knit with unspun yarn. So, yeah, I think this and this, yeah,
That's going to be so pretty.
and I think
I'm
super
excited for
wearable. Like,
that.
I want something. I just want to have wearable things. I think I'm getting better at really understanding what I gravitate towards in my wardrobe, and it is those cropped, boxy things that are easy to throw on and take off. So, yeah.
I'm the same way. I realised after knitting lots of more elaborate, kind of more tightly fitting things for a while, and then I knit them and I'd really like the look of them, but then I just start wearing all of Chris's clothes because I just don't want to wear things that are like comfy. So I started. This is So I made this a little bit. This is my vanilla heirloom sweater that I showed in the last one with the elbow patches. So this is probably as snug as my sweaters get now, and I'm kind of the same as you. I find that like I can't remember. I think I did this one like five. I'm normally about 5 inches of ease is my sweet spot. That's what I like. I like it a
Yeah.
little bit more roomy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yay. So, those are the things that are on or are going to be on my needles. How
Fun.
how's your merrymaker doing?
It's going really well, but don't be mad. Okay, I'm fueled up and I'm ready to go.
Wait, you've ripped back
So
again. No.
no, I drunk my coffee and I'm ready to go.
Okay.
So, no, I haven't read back at all. But as Hanna Lisa said, it's been quite close between us chatting. So I had hoped to have the entire body done, but I'm not quite there yet. But I am literally, I need to finish off this last colour work wave, and then I'm going to do the ribbing, and then the body is done. So yeah, because I'll do it.
I love
There's going to
this
be a
so
little
much.
bit more length than the one. Wait, let me see. I kind of put my camera a little bit higher than usual. If you see where that ends, it's going to be a little bit longer than this one. This one's quite cropped because I wanted to wear it over dresses. But so yeah, I'm really close to being done, and the fit's so much better since I ripped back. So I'm really glad that I did that. And then I can't decide with the sleeves. So in the pattern, the sleeves taper off. I can't decide if I'm going to do that or I'm just going to knit them straight. Because that does tend to be what I do. But I do that a lot on my sweaters these days. So I'm kind of on the fence. I might taper them in a little bit just for being a little different. But because it might get a little bit too... I don't know. I can't decide. I'll decide as I'm knitting them. I might taper them in and follow the pattern. Because I've followed the pattern other than increasing between the waves, because I have a different gauge because of the yarn I used. I follow the pattern as written, so maybe I'll follow the pattern. So yeah, I'm loving it. It's one of those things that even though I'm going really slowly on it, because I haven't had much personal knitting time because I've been doing a lot of work knitting, it's so nice to just pick it up, and the colour work stripe is so easy. Like I haven't had to look at the chart for forever, and I can just sit down and no matter where it is, I can just do a few rounds and then move
I love
on.
it.
So without having to think about maths.
I'm curious, how much of the mohair do you have left?
Quite a lot. Now,
Wow.
again, I wonder if maybe when I was working it out, unless there's more yardage in the ball than was stated, or I've just done maths wrong, which, let's face it, I possibly could have done, because I didn't do as much, so I did the exact how it was written in the pattern, but because my yarn's a lot finer than the neighborhood fiber coat yarn that we originally used, the brushed alpaca. My colour work waves have come out skinnier than in the sample if you look at it. And I was originally going to put another row of just working straight of the mohair between it to elongate it, but I was worried I was going to be playing yarn tricking. But it feels like I still have.
I mean,
unless it's like
it was a massive
misleading.
yarn cake before. It was like
It was.
adult
It was
size.
huge.
It was huge, but I'm excited. Like I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, when's Gain of Mohair? I wonder if that's going to be playing it close. But it's going to be really interesting when you're done. You can weigh whatever you have left, and then we'll know, if people want to knit it in like a one color thing, and not like alternate the mohair. Like this would also be really good, I think, again for stash busting, because I mean, at the height of like the mohair craze, I think like I know at least I did like buy those beautiful single skeins of mohair in the like with the intention of pairing them with something, and then they were sitting in the stash.
And it's true, because for one, if you only have a single skein of mohair, I've been this, because I was the same with this one. I got gifted this. So this isn't mohair. This is a brushed alpaca. But it's a lace weight, as with most
lace weight
mohair
okay
blends.
Replace mohair every time that I said it with lace weight fluff yarn.
Lace weight floof. That's basically what it is. So wait, where was I going with this?
Sorry.
Oh my god, I swear, my brain these days, I had like a whole thing. No, so if you have like a skein of lace weight floof in your stash, it's kind of like, unless I was originally going to hold this double with something and maybe knit a vanilla hat or something like that, so you could do that. But if you could knit something like this with the and I was thinking this, if you don't want to do colour work, you could totally knit this if you don't want to do the stranded. I still think if you had lace weight floof and you just wanted to knit straight stripes, you could still follow this pattern. And I think that would be stinking cute. Because I keep thinking that as I'm knitting, I was like, maybe I'll do another version that isn't colour work, that is just, but keep it a lace weight. Then you kind of have that slight transparent stripe thing going on, and you still have this shaping, which has been really lovely now that I've tweaked the yoke. But yeah, so I'm fairly certain I'm going to end up with some of this left over. I don't think, because I was like, am I going to have to crop the sleeves when I was originally looking at it? And I don't think I will. I don't think I'm going to need to crop them. I think I can do the full length sleeves. So yeah, I will report back. I promise I will be done with it. Because I want to make way for whatever I'm going to cast on from issue 8, which I don't know yet. It's my usual problem. I flip-flopped. Hanna Lisa recorded a pattern preview video that I edited over the last couple of days. And every single one, because the thing is, we're now focused on issue 9, so I've been looking at all the issue 9 patterns and we're chatting about issue 10, so you kind of forget. And I was going through the issue 8 patterns, I was like, oh, I forgot about that one, and now I don't know what I'm going to knit for that. So I need to have my Merrymaker done so I can wear it in the fall, but I need to pick a project from issue 8 because they're all really, really nice. I think there might be some brioche knitting making an appearance.
Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh, I'm excited for that.
Yep.
I am very excited for that.
So yeah, so that's my Merrymaker as usual. I'm sorry, you're probably sick of seeing it now at slight like inch lengths. But I do have one other thing on my needles. And this is, so I've been doing some stash busting again. I started re-knitting, it's one of my patterns, and it was originally written for a fingering weight linen yarn, and I was going over the pattern recently and I thought, you know what, because there's 2 sizes in it, like a smaller version and a larger version, I thought if I knit the smaller version in like a chunkier and a more heavyweight yarn, I bet that could be quite nice for fall. So I'm testing it out. So that's the other thing that's on my needle. That's why my Merrymaker's kind of not made as much progress, plus the other things I'm knitting for work. But yeah, I just thought I'd show it.
I love that stitch pattern.
once again, can we talk about Durham
Oh,
Natura's Am I saying it right? Juliet. I always
yes,
pronounce it terribly.
perfect.
Juliet. There we go. Can we talk about? We always say wool and spun yarns are gorgeous, but you have to test them for stitch definition. Stitch definition on this yarn just is like, and I had this in my
What?
stash, so I grabbed it, and because I don't think I've ever picked up, no matter what I'm knitting, if I'm knitting with this yarn, I have the best time and I can't put it down. So a little bit of texture appreciation
Oh my
for Juliet.
God. Oh my God.
Look at
You would have
it.
never, like, if you combined that pattern with that yarn on paper, you would have never thought that this works
No.
so well, right? Like, and it's so nice. But it's also, I remember when you did Watershed in Gilead, and it was this
Yes.
amazing 3D effect. And this has the same. Like, I love how so those are twisted stitches, right? Or how are you, yeah.
Yeah.
So how the twisted stitches, like if you hold it flat, like they almost pop out of the fabric. Like it's
It's madness.
so nice. Oh, beautiful. What kind of
So
shape
nice.
is that going to be? Um,
Crescent. So this is a crescent shawl,
nice.
which if you haven't knit, if you're a bit like, I'm not sure about shawls, because if you like quite a large shawl, or you can, like, I really like triangular shawls, but unless they're really big, I have trouble keeping them on. I think I must just like move around too
Mm.
much and they always like slide off. Um, if you're kind of like, I don't know if shawls are for me, try out a crescent shawl, because what happens is, so you cast on here. I did like a garter tab cast on. Let me see if I can just get that not to. So right there. And then what happens is you increase, for this pattern that I've done, you increase on every single row. You knit front, back, front, so you increase 4 stitches every row, which means you increase really quickly,
Mm.
and it creates long, these really long rows. So that's the only thing, if you're not into knitting long rows, and maybe crescent shawls aren't for you. But what you get is like, well, a really elongated crescent, but I kind of see them more as like a shawl crossed with a scarf.
Yeah.
So if you're not one to like do the whole shawl thing or have it thingy, you could try it out, and you can just wear it just as you would a shawl,
A scarf.
a scarf.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, if you're kind of like iffy about shawls, try a crescent shaped shawl. Oh, try saying that first thing in the morning.
It's like, ooh,
Crescent shaped shawl.
pre pre coffee. You're like, what? Nope. I'm going back to the
I felt
triangular version now. Thank you.
I felt my tongue actually twist around. I say tongue twister. I was like, oh. I'm not going to say that again. But yeah, so that's the other thing on my needles. But honestly, that texture, if you haven't
Oh,
tried this
it's
yarn before, and
everything.
this isn't, I promise this isn't just a shameless plug because we have it in the web shop, which we do have it in the web shop. But it's always been one of my absolute favourite yarns. So if you're looking for something that's super soft, a little bit toothy, and a lovely, lovely natural yarn with nice texture, check it out. That's Durham
And
Natura's
yeah,
Juliet.
and it's also quite affordable. I mean, as far as
Yeah.
like all natural, transparent, sustainably produced yarns go, like I think we're selling it for like around 13 bucks for 100 grams. So so yeah.
Yeah, and there are some lovely, if you want to read some other people's opinions on it, we have some really lovely customer
Yeah.
reviews also on the web shop,
Yeah.
because under that and under Euless, which is the lighter weight version,
Yeah.
which is also gorgeous. So yeah, those are the
Yay!
things that are on my needles that, well, they're my personal things. I've been working away at some other stuff, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some work knitting out of the way and getting back to my personal knitting, because it's way too hot to wear my Merrymaker yet. But when we've got the air conditioning running, I could just put it on and sit under there. So
Yeah. See, that's why, like, you're like the podcast pro. You put on your sweater for the podcast recording. I just always show up in a t-shirt and like bruises
that's
caused
okay
by my
though.
kid. It's like,
Oh well, I have those as well. Not by a kid, obviously, by the fur
by the
kid.
fur,
She's been
fur
yeah.
baby. Ooh.
No, because I got hit with a stick when she throws it back
Oh,
at me. Throw it
ouch.
again. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, that's not fun.
No, it's like throw it again. Meh. Oh,
No, okay, no.
right on the shin every
I
time.
that's so mean. Oh God, no. No, Lawrence is the thing. Like he's been a little bit under the weather, and so he usually comes into our bed then at some point in the night, and then he's had a couple of nights where he hasn't been sleeping really well, and then he just like he sleeps, but he tosses and turns and kicks, and he's quite a strong
Oh,
kid. So, yep, but it's fine.
yeah.
It's
Oh.
all part of the journey. So, speaking of journey, I have a thing that I just quickly wanted to show that I have not tried yet. But we by the time that we'll publish this, it will be almost the end of July, and July was our month for caring for your knits. So it was a lot about how to wash your knits and sort of some tips from the team, what we do with our knits, and our lovely team member Jess recommended a gleaner. Um, Sorry, there's just a little interruption. Möchtest du kurz Hallo sagen? Okay? Kannst aber kurz Hallo sagen.
Hello. You peeping?
Jess recommended this thing. So this is not a product placement, sponsor, whatever thing. I just got this full disclosure of the online retailer that I am trying to stop using, but it's damn hard. And I just thought I would show this so that I can report back in the next podcast episode how this actually went. So this is a gleaner, which is basically it looks like a lady shave in big, like.
It does, yeah.
So it has on the one hand side this brush thing, and then on the other hand side there are a couple of different attachments that you can use with it, and you can supposedly really easily depil your sweater with it. So just like.
Ooh.
So I'm excited because I have a few sweaters that I've been wearing to death, and they have accumulated a few areas where the yarn just pills.
I always get it right here.
Yeah.
It's always really bad.
And so I was excited to get this, and I'm excited to try it, and then finally make my knits ready for summer storage. She says in the middle of July.
I know, I've done the same thing. I haven't put mine away, and we're looking at August.
Yep.
By the time we both back from our little thingies, it's going to be August, and I'm kind of focused on fall.
Like, does that actually make sense? But I'm still going to do it because come fall, I want to have a fresh, like, I just want to open up the sideboard where I store my knits, and it's all fresh and folded away and with fresh lavender sachets and stuff. So I just want to have that experience. So that's my main motivation.
No, you're right.
So so that was the gleaner, and then just wrapping up with two quick announcements. One is our call for submissions for our anniversary issue 10 is live, and
Yay.
the theme for 10 is heirloom. And
it's such a good theme.
It's such a good theme. And Claire and I we had the best time. I think, like, record time. We were done with the entire call for submission, I think, in under 2 hours.
Yeah,
that has never happened before, including picking the theme, making a mood board, freaking out about the insane, gorgeous color palette that we already, saw appear on a mood board. So it's heirloom, and it's also so exciting because to us this means a lot of designs that you will knit and wear and love for years and years and years to come, which is the most sustainable thing really that you can do, and also a really good use of your knitting time.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you are a knitwear designer, or if you know of knitwear designers who might enjoy the call for submissions, it's open now until August 14th. And we are looking for a broad range, really, of garments and accessories, all designed for the fall and winter season, because that's when issue 10 is going to be published next year in the fall. And also, if you are a writer or a visual artist or a poet, we're also always looking for editorial submissions. So you can also check out the call for submissions for that. And we'll put the link in the down bar below. Second announcement is just a quick reminder that in about a week from now, at the time that this airs, we will open the doors to the Wool Cave for all our annual subscribers. So everyone who is subscribed with an annual subscription to our magazine gets early dibs. Early dibs? First dibs.
Early dibs. Early dibs works.
Early dibs just reminds me of like nachos and dip, or like carrot sticks.
Whoa.
And okay,
See, it reminds me of sherbet dips.
what is that?
Remember those? Remember sherbet? A dib dab? Did you ever have dib dabs?
No.
It's like it was a lollipop, like a hard candy thingy, and a packet of sherbet, and you'd like suck the
Ooh,
lolly and stick it in the sherbet, and then oh my god, it was so good.
no. Okay,
Sorry,
no.
moving on.
Ooh, but we could do a candy inspired theme at some point. That would be
Yeah.
fun.
Ooh.
Okay, anyways,
Ooh.
we're digressing. We were actually talking about the early access to the Wool Cave. So our annual subscribers get first dibs on the new yarns that we're launching for the new patterns from issue 8, just gently pointing to the sample rack where you can see some of them. So on August 8th, everyone who is subscribed to the magazine with an annual subscription will get the invite from us and can then explore all of the patterns from issue 8. You can see all of the details, because when you want to know what's going to be in the magazine before you decide what to cast on, right? So you have access to all of the information and then all of the yarn information, and you can then get the yarn that you want for the project that you want to cast on, and it's going to ship out together with your subscription so that everything is in your hands, when issue 8 launches. So if you are not subscribed yet and you have been considering a subscription, or maybe you haven't, but you're really intrigued now would be a really good time to get one. So yeah, link also in the down
I
bar
love
below.
that we do that.
Me too.
I love that we started doing that. It makes it so much easier. Plus, it saves on shipping for the subscribers, and we're not shipping out multiple parcels.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing is that for issue 8, so for this time, we started working with our annual subscribers even earlier. So I actually sent out a survey to them before we decided which yarns to carry for issue 8, asking which projects people wanted to cast on and whether they wanted to purchase the yarn, and if so, which colorways they wanted. And so what you get in the early access to the Yarn Cave is just a beautiful curated selection, not just done by us, but also done with the input of all our wonderful annual subscribers. And so I just love that connection to everyone.
Me too.
So yeah.
Me too. It's so nice.
It is.
And it's exciting when it comes to launch day to be able to see all the subscribers can actually start casting on
Yep.
what
Absolutely.
they're knitting.
So yeah, and yeah, as I said, I mean, August 8th is when the doors will open. August 15th is when they will close. So there's 1 week for all the subscribers to get their orders in, and then we'll start shipping them out. So yeah. Oh, very last announcement. Sorry, it's become 3 now, but I thought I would mention this just on the chance that you own a yarn shop or you would like your local yarn store to stock our magazine. Stock is pre-orders for issue 8 are open now. So, If you're a stockist, you can place your order in the wholesale web shop. If you think we would be a good fit for your list, maybe take the magazine that you have in your stash and show it to them, and then have them email us. Yay!
We love stockists.
Oh, we love them so much.
We do.
Yeah. That's it for today, I think.
It is. Oh, this is nice.
It was. It was. My coffee cup is empty.
Mine is tea.
You need a
Just
refill.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So we'll be back here in 2 weeks, by which the launch date of issue 8 is almost upon us. What? Yup.
Oh my goodness.
I know. Exciting times.
Just launched issue 7.
I know.
I know.
Just keeps getting faster
like.
and faster. But I'm excited. I'm excited because there are some truly beautiful designs in there, and I think you're all gonna love them. So yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, everyone. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, forward it to your knitting friend or 10 knitting friends, and come back here in 2 weeks. And we'll see you then.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.